Hello and welcome, or welcome back. This is Daily Dharma. My name is Dina with Empressivewarrior. Let's take a moment and take a few deep breaths together, synchronizing our energies and intentions for the reading. So yesterday, as these readings tend to be just ongoing, they'll skip around a little bit and reference back, but the messages yesterday were about attachment energy, and this could be something happening on having like an addiction that opens us to something like that, or being an energy worker or a shaman in particular, somebody who works with the lower energies, traumas of others, somehow gaining some attachment energy that is, as far as what I'm talking about, is spiritual attachments, energies that are incorrectly harbored in our auric field and attached to our light. And so there's this need to have been cleansed. And this can also happen through projections of other individuals, spending too much time as a sensitive person in the midst of toxic other individuals that are constantly spewing negativity, toxicity, making projections upon you. These can bring up some of our worst energies, and it's not because that's just naturally a state that we can get triggered into because it belongs to us. That's something that becomes because of different situations that are alchemizing that outcome. So I promised a second reading yesterday, but life being life, I got real busy. So I left the reading out, but I didn't record it. So I'm just going to briefly go through the top line here. I have 4 cards laid out. The number 2 from the mixed shamanic decks, Beloved, Radical Acceptance. The second one, number 58, Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimation. Then the Sorcerer, which is number 48. And then number 34, Many Paths. And then below those, each one, I laid out 3 cards to clarify it one by one. So with Beloved, Radical Acceptance, moving into Vanishing Mirror, then being witnessed by the Sorcerer, evolving into the Many Paths. Let's see if I can lift this up for you guys and first show you the storyline that's been going to be developed. I hope this doesn't reverse this. So beginning here with Beloved, Vanishing Mirror, and then see how that crashing through is then becoming this light code here, being witnessed by the Sorcerer, which I believe represents yourself. So it's like your beloved, your goal, or your passion, your inner zest and zeal, whatever it might be, or something you're bringing into this world, or the love of your ancestors, whatever this might be. You're making this breakthrough realization about how to shift your perspective and your empowerment there at 333. And then it looks like many paths are opening up to you, and this is bringing you back into community involvement in some type of a way, whether you're coming back to a long-held vision or dream, or looking to have a resurgence in a relationship, family, friends, or otherwise. I think that there's also this people coming together and other things coming apart, kind of like zipper. It's being shown to me, zipping up, zipping, unzipping. Different connections. It's like things are coming together, and other things needing to pull away to make something else come together. So let's get into the cards real quick. Beloved, Radical Acceptance. The 3 cards here, quite interesting. Lower World, the Owl, and the Blade. So possibly, let's talk in the context of whether this is some type of attachment from outside, or a personal trauma that has happened in your own situation. It's introduced you or had you mingling energies with this lower world. You've faced your own shadow, you've faced your own hurdles and challenges here, and possibly ongoing dark night of the soul type energy here, with the owl bringing you a lot of wisdom. But the blade is offering the realization that you've learned what you came to learn, and that there's been a graduation, and now the blade is inviting you to sever the connection with the underworld. Because even though, as shamans and otherwise energy workers and healers of the world, we come in contact with these energies, it's important to then clear them away and transmute them. Because for those that are just getting into this, there's always the understanding that, yeah, you can get rid of something, but then if you just kind of leave it in the corner, it's the dust that's pushed under the rug. It's always important when you clean your energies to either intend or somehow otherwise to transmute that energy, to ask it to be recycled into something better or greater. And that's what the whole process is, with the experience alchemized into wisdom, and then the graduation point releases what comes before. So this radical acceptance seems to be some type of surrender to a process of releasing what used to be. And I was noticing yesterday how many cards are in the 30s range here. We've got so many coming up. I remember I've got 30, 31, 32. I don't have 33 yet, but then there's a 34, and then there's 39. And there were also some other sequences and synchronicities here happening in the 50s. And it was coming through as perhaps whether you're in your 30s currently or somebody important in this situation is, it seemed like an age. So if you're not in your 30s now, this may relate to certain situations that were happening in your 30s, or situations and themes from your 30s being repeated later, or something such as that. So with this radical acceptance, you're understanding that something had to happen the way it happened, because it's really lighting up your passions here, and it's creating something here with that fire energy. It's firing you up, possibly in a relationship. So I don't know if there's a trigger here or something such as that. Under the vanishing mirror ego sublimation, there's this breakthrough the ego, and it may be with, again, addictions or attachments or toxic relationships. It's the realization here that there's been this winter's dream, this time of stagnation, which comes out over here. Dust devil, moving out of stagnation, is coming up towards the end. So there's been this either an ego need or just an accidental calming or numbing out after a period of struggle, a period of integration and rebuilding. With this winter's dream, it's also talking about you really re-envisioning something about your passion and why you're here, and letting the passion, the fires of this beloved, to actually create such a heat resonance, something here to melt this numbing pain here. I don't mean to sound so dramatic, but at different times, yeah, it's probably felt like there was a lot of apathy, or just the need for extreme patience while things weren't ready to be moved. Healing periods in general. And this galactic mushroom, and then the upper world, it seems that we're being told that we're really leveling up as we're thawing. We've been alchemizing whatever that struggle was into this dream, and we have so many creative ideas here coming forward of how we can help, what would be better. And so it's really helping us to be that creative person in our lives. And this seems to be some type of a dual reference about coming out of that stagnation itself, but it also is looking to me in the moment like that Alice in Wonderland, where she takes the two mushrooms. One's going to make you bigger, one's going to make you smaller type energy, as well as different individuals who are looking to come out of old attachments like addictions, like addiction to smoking or to your phone, to some other energy, or even victimization or scarcity mentality. It's like with this galactic mushroom, it seems like through this culmination here, some of you may have even done some type of plant-based medicine journeying or something like that, but it's really helping you to understand and gain some type of perspective, the perspective of the upper world. And I feel that here, this release, the blade releasing the lower worlds, kind of like pulling an anchor, that old ball and chain that they would always depict in cartoons and things. It's like you taking that blade, the energy blade, and clearing your energy, clearing off all of these attachments is enlightening you so much at 11:11 on the timer, that now the upper world is able to continue to lift you up, to buoy you, to kind of catapult you. This is, I feel, this acceleration point where suddenly it's like this breakthrough moment. And also I'm hearing in the moment glass ceiling. Somebody may be getting some type of a promotion, or recognizing that a promotion is not forthcoming in some situation here, and just really breaking through expectations. This is reminding me of a friends dynamic that is going on today. I'm reminded. I'll have to check in on that. So the third card, the sorcerer, is like the writing, the speech, the whatever that's being broken through here is this light code that's coming through your perspectives and perceptions here, with three cards. The circle, which is all about spiritual support from beyond this perceptible material realm. So all of these hands are the various ancestors, energies, archetypal energies, the passions that push and pull us magnetically and electrically through time and space to be able to be the great envisioners and sculptors of whatever it is that you are manifesting as the sorcerer here. You're taking that, seeing through something and putting it towards something better with the assistance of your spirit team here. So taming the wind comes next, which is incredible, because in yesterday's reading, I did talk about the wind and how the winds have changed to be harnessed. So it's like this circle. I even want to just kind of show you, this is kind of how it comes through here. The sorcerer is seeing this, and then these elements are pushing and propelling this movement in perhaps an about face direction, where it's like, then this one ends up, as you can see, this facing this way, and then ultimately ends up facing the other direction. So there's some type of an about face where something that was seen to need to go in one direction is now going in a different direction, or even, like something being worked out in a meeting. You can see things going one way, and then somebody speaks up and does this sorcery here, and things start turning around. So if this is somebody trying to spin some type of a web around you too, being aware and being calm and very direct and simple in the moment is going to help, because I think that colleagues, friends, whatever, will somehow circle around you. It's like circling the wagons was a term about, holding the center, which is now reminding me about, it's probably a culturally insensitive image even in the moment. I mean, looking at these indigenous individuals in any event, I don't know if that has something in particular in your story, but then the third card here is gathering around, the power of community. So it's interesting that we just came from this galactic mushroom into this gathering around energy of the power of community. It's amongst these mushrooms. So this is like that microcosm of the little tiny fairy energies. And so it may talk about the elementals, signs, and synchronicities with the circle are part of your guidance crew at this time. But if you have, so it's almost like ever since this turning point where you are, I kind of want to say, like, not drinking the Kool-Aid is one of the things coming through about that you are no longer blind to something. And so now you see through something. It's like seeing through an addiction, seeing through rose-colored glasses, and emerging up with this upper world perspective now is making it so that your attention is able to take in some of the elemental energies around you to be harnessed in your sorcery, or how to appropriately leverage the network or the individuals that are on your side in some situation here. And with many paths, I think that you don't have to stay where you're at, whether or not you want to or not. I think that there's a big part of you that might lean one way or the next, but I think that you are really in a flow state, in a period of a resurgence of personal boundaries and personal confidence. It's like you understand what you bring to the table, and you're no longer going to be like gaslit here. You're moving through that. It's like, I don't know if these people think that you can be gassed up in some type of a way, but you see through the mirror, you see through the glass ceiling or whatever it is in your situation. So here the clarifying the many paths, we have woodwives with adaptability here. It's that flow state. It's like you may be rooted, but you're some type of sentient tree that's learned how to get out of your stuck situation. So with that fall type, the falling leaves here, it's like this may demand some type of release. So for others of you that are dealing not with a work situation, but like an addiction or grieving a loss, or trying to find some level of success, there's something that may have been a comfort zone or something like that that you have to give up. Like, for instance, if you're going to be a salesman, but you value your privacy and you really like being in your own energy and hermit mode, it's like you kind of have to figure out where that balance point is about how to honor your privacy and your personal space, but then also to be this public persona, so there's this aspect here of how to be adaptable and how to respectfully make those decisions of, well, for now I'm going to shelf this and we'll come back to this later type of a thing. I think that there's some release that is helping you to open up the path before you. We've also got 30 horsemen, herald of change. Look at that momentum really starting to take off. I think that this is directly after the winds of change, or the taming the wind, which is kind of like the winds of change moving into the herald of change. So as you kind of are in this sorcery energy with the elementals and the spirit team assisting you, you're kind of taming and harnessing the power of the elementals here, and then somehow being the beacon, the broadcaster, there's another word I'm struggling with, of some type of change. That it may be that somebody does need to make a demonstration or declaration with another person or organization. The third one coming out is luminous warrior. And I feel like this is a direct result of this. This absolutely seems to be light codes coming through and coming through differently and illuminating this individual's crown in particular. But then we have this illuminated being here that is the luminous warrior, luminous, the lit up warrior. So it's like you're about to either fight for something directly or indirectly by fighting for your own value in something, it may be time to discontinue fighting and clashing over here to go some other place, this about face energy. And I think that once you make this declaration, I think that there's going to be that additional momentum coming up for you. So maybe you have been attached to some type of comfort zone in a job or organization or something such as that, but it looks like you're being told to definitely embrace the flow state. Know that you are being guided and guarded and protected and assisted at this time. Root chakra, that's beautiful. We'll take this one too. Tantric journey. So very much stabilizing your, I want to say, your confidence in belief that you are your own sovereign, independent individual, that you need for nothing, that you are your own source of stability, and perhaps a huge source of stability that this organization or otherwise hasn't recognized your impact, and the fact that without you, they're left holding the bag, and I don't think that they wanted to recognize that, and they certainly didn't want you to recognize that. Solar plexus on the bottom, that's that really glow up energy where whatever you're witnessing, whatever you're seeing, hearing, or sensing, smelling, whatever it is, it's like bam, it's that. Okay, I don't know what that was, if you heard that. It's like this bam, this push into the third eye. I want to say that it's like you can't unsee the impact or the plan here. And so you're just lit up and glowing with, you have no power over me. I'm actually the best asset here. And it's not about not being humble. It's about, okay, well, you've decided something for me. Thank you. So I don't know how this is hitting everybody else. Let's get a couple more cards here over the vanishing mirror. Soul time. I think that's what it was. Soul time, gestation period, divine matrix, upper world. I think that this was on purpose. It's some type of incubation process where you've learned a lot of skills or you've completed some significant lessons, and then in the integration phase between perhaps a time in your 30s. I just saw 22 on the timer. It's learning your value amongst and with others. Who's working with you and who are you doing both sides for? Because it looks like with tantric journey and root chakra, you are the you're the full package in some way. The whole package, is that what they say? So what else is coming to your attention in soul time that's helping you break through some type of ego attachment? A few cards there. Underneath we've got Merkaba, an expansion of your ideas about who you are, how you are, and what comes next. Yeah, you're being lit up with a realization about how you and others work with this love force energy. So universal love is all about, are people respecting you and giving you what you deserve, or are they exploiting and trying to offer you less and ask for more and more and more to basically drain you and use you as some type of resource that is somewhat regulated or controlled by them. So I don't know how this particularly situates into your circumstance, but there's a breakthrough realization that whatever energy has come before was something that wasn't from the highest source of love. And so this realization that something needs to go is helping you to tap into universal love of the upper world here. There's this breakthrough recognition, and it's going to help you really expand. This is the moment where it's like breaking out of a cage. It's like the opera singer that breaks the champagne glass or whatever. It's that specific vibrational pitch that's necessary to break the bars of this cage, which has only been an illusion. And all of a sudden you make this realization, like from the labyrinth, it's this line that she can never remember. And then all of a sudden she's like, you have no power over me. And it keeps coming through. Compassion. So having compassion in the moment, I think we were talking about that. Like in the moment, it's not about like, yeah, you guys really suck, I'm so much better than you. It's about understanding that this is just one of the paths that you can place yourself below people and make their money for them, or you can make your own money for yourself, type of a thing, or your own value. You can nest under the opinions, confirmations, and validations from others, and all of these things, and what they think you should do for your time and your money and your day job, or whatever it might be in your circumstance. But it's like coming out from the illusion that others can really define our path or our limitations by their own narrative, and breaking through that and witnessing your I am potential to be and do and feel and create anything. So moving into the sorcerer. So this great assistance and the power of community circling around you, some type of recognition for the power of your perspective, the way that you see things, your integrity, your value. Here we have discernment flipping in the deck. Yeah, for your sound judgment. Underneath the deck, we have romantic love. Your choices in romantic partner, sacral chakra, prosperity, belief, transition. So for some of you also, this may be a big shifting point, whether you're shifting partners or shifting jobs or otherwise. It's going to have impact on multi areas of your life at once. Behind transition, we also have allowance, third eye chakra, and divine masculine. So yeah, taking up your own power to shift something. And I'm seeing too, with belief, prosperity, sacral, transition, and romantic love, it's truly believing in your own power and potential, believing in an abundant universe, believing that there's something better out there for you, and that it's okay for you to allow yourself to witness that not everybody has earned you, or at least all of you. And so putting things in their proper perspective here, it's going to help you continue to break through and really redefine what comes next for you. Some more cards here under sorcerer. Now we have integration underneath. Yeah, helping you to redefine and recreate. So coming out, we have compassion, miracle, and fertility. That's a beautiful group of cards there. So understanding this with discernment, making a choice about what comes next. Remember the breakthrough seeing thing, and then getting that push in the third eye. It's like there's this movie, it's like bonk, and then the person has this vision. I cannot remember what it was. You probably know. But that's what I'm kind of seeing, is this discerning moment where it's like, oh, either you need to shift or change, or something isn't quite right. And your awareness and then your vocalization and your choice in this moment is going to help you to nurture and support the miracle breakthroughs that show yourself and others true compassion. Or somebody in this situation here is integrating your side of the story. It's like making somebody as if you could, asking someone to be compassionate to what they're really truly asking you to swallow. And it's kind of like, it's too much. So I think that you're having compassion with yourself and with others, and just saying, all right, well, good luck getting somebody to replace me. I think it's time for me to integrate these lessons and to feed my soul, to nurture my own soil here. So many paths. What paths are we really opening up here and talking about for our viewers? Being adaptable to the winds of change, some evolving interest. that you may have, or evolving skills. And it may be something where you're moving into more of a spiritual warrior type of a integrated lifestyle, maybe trying to utilize your faith or your spiritual understandings in some type of a workplace or in some relationship in general, friends, family, otherwise. Let's take these ones. We've got empowerment, belief, and communication with romantic love underneath. So this change is going to really help you to speak more with a more empowered self-belief. You understand you've come to some type of illuminating idea about what it takes to have this sense of delight, joy, and enlightened romantic love, or to even feel romantic about about your job or whatever. Magic, delight, and romantic love here. There is something, and for those of you that this is a romantic relationship, it's about you declaring what you want in life, and that attraction pattern is helping you break through old lower toxic patterns in some type of a way, to recognize some type of a pattern, to discern the difference, and then to call in the type of romantic partner that you desire. Something that really turns you on in an electric, magnetic way at the soul level. Let's get a few more cards here. And we have Celestial and Surfacing. This is that convergence card. I was kind of talking about that with the many paths. As you're coming fully online with yourself, there are going to be those zipper type situations where the soul contracts are being renegotiated, and some people are graduating, other people are, like, see you in 10 years at the class reunion. Other people are like, see you never, I'm leaving this job, I'm leaving state, whatever else. There's some type of a recognition of your own celestial roots surfacing, where you recognize that maybe it's not anything wrong with that situation, but it's not right for you. And so you're elevating out of a circumstance that used to be somewhat comforting, and moving out of something, rejuvenating your energies here. And when we had split the deck yesterday, it was at the very bottom, a closing door with a completion, and Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. So there's probably, for many of us, a romantic involvement or attraction that is elevating, a pattern of romantic involvement that is growing and evolving to the more conscious and connected way here. So there's this radical acceptance here of what needs to grow, shift, and change. And it looks like we're going to have some powerful new energies coming in the coming time. So take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you did, please consider hitting some of the buttons to help us grow the channel. It's got some humble roots for us. So if you'll give us a little help there, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, and have an awesome day, folks. Until next time.